how has the business of the Daily Wire changed in the past year, and what are the main revenue drivers of the business? For example, is it the documentaries, the TV shows, the movies, the podcasts, Lady Ballers? By the way, we went to the premiere, loved it.
Thank you. So, it all sort of goes to the same place, meaning that if we were to look at sort of the lines of business that earn us money, in terms of the actual receipts. So advertising earns us tens of millions of dollars. I'd say that represents maybe 25, 30% of our business. And then I would say that we have merch, and merch represents maybe another 5 to 10% of our business. And then the rest would be subscribers. And we have right now about 1 million subscribers on the website. I think more than that now. And so that subscription base is fed by all of the things that you mentioned. When it comes to things like, Matt's documentary, which was the biggest launch day we've ever had for subscribers in the history of the company. Financially, it's very expensive, not only to make a documentary, but then to get it distributed. And then the revenue splits with the theaters and the distribution mechanisms and all that kind of stuff. And so the amount of money that you make on a movie in theaters right now tends to be almost zero when you gross out what you spent and what you get back. And so it can be a high grossing film on sort of paper without it actually being money in your pocket. But we are making money off of Matt's film, obviously, because now it's only available to stream on our website. And that means there are a lot of people who didn't see it in theaters because it wasn't available everywhere. And they're now coming to the website and subscribing for that. We put a bunch of great new extras from Matt's film, Matt explaining how he actually did all of these things, like got access to all of these spaces and what we did with behind the scenes, like all that kind of stuff that drives subscribers. So a huge number of subscribers have come in thanks to Matt's, and the single best subscriber day we ever had was the first day that we made his movie available for streaming. Yes. So that was earlier this week. So you make money that way. In terms of merch, we have Jeremy's Razors, of course, which has been a growing business. And honestly, we need to put more attention on because it's grown so fast that it actually outgrew our capacity to handle it. So we need more investment dollars. We need to actually sink some more money into that and, either fund it independently or pour more resources into it. We haven't really turned on the monetary machine that is Bentkey, right? We made this entire children's network and we gave it for free to all of our Daily Wire subscribers. At some point that will, I assume, be not free. Or it will just become an offering in sort of an upsale of Daily Wire Plus. So we haven't quite figured out, on it's got a huge number of users, but no actual independent revenue at this point. So that will change, obviously. And then obviously the shows. I mean, we're going to continue to grow shows like mine, which thank God is very, very large. We're going to continue to grow that. And the big move that we are really focused on right now, just company-wide, aside from the traditional, you got to get better at marketing. You got to solve every problem that comes along the pike, and there's a new one every single week. Aside from that, the big thing that we're trying to do right now is direct people to our own platform, because the big worry is exactly what the New York Times is trying to do. Shutting you off on YouTube, right? That you see that Amazon Web Services decides that Jeff Bezos one day decides that he's going to go full woke and just shut off, access to things that he doesn't like or something. So one of the things that we've been trying to do is direct people to become subscribers, not just because we make money off the subscriptions, but we want people to use our website, our app, in free mode. We want you to watch my show on the app, because if you watch my show on the app, then that means you can never be denied the content. Number one, we have to censor the show sometimes on YouTube, right? Because I'll say something, and I'm not even talking about quote unquote election misinformation. I'll say something like a boy is not a girl, and YouTube might come right down on us, and we have to be very careful of that sort of stuff. So we'll legitimately put material that is kind of like too hot for YouTube on Daily Wire Plus and make that available to subscribers. So even if you're a free user of Daily Wire Plus, you will get a different show watching my show there than you would if you were to watch the show over at YouTube. It'll be slightly different. So that's sort of the big move that we're making as a business. We're upgrading our app. I believe it should be out in the next few months, like a really upgraded, much more user-friendly, much better app. We're really excited about that. There's a bunch of stuff we're going to do when we launch that. And the idea is to in-house as much as humanly possible on the app.